It's another Skills Friday for you guys today. Today we're going to talk about how to block at tight end or wide receiver. Big shout out to Ice Eagle, man. He asked for this video about a couple weeks ago, and I'm delivering it, man. If you guys have a video that you would want to see on the channel, make sure you comment that below. And let's get into how to block at wide receiver and tight end. It's a little more complicated, but it's also a very important issue that we have to address, man, because a lot of times you see a lot of receivers, they don't know how to block, and they getting screamed at by coaches, man. Believe me, I was once a receiver. I used to get screamed at by my coaches all the time because I did not understand blocking. And blocking on the outside, it can be complicated, and it's also a lot of work. So I'm gonna go over the easier block first. And as a wide receiver or as a tight end, if you're flanked out, slot or whatever, we're going to watch Marquise Hollywood Brown on this clip. He's number 5. He's at the bottom of the screen, what I'm circling right now. If you can see the arrow, he's actually pointing with the arrow. And when you're pressed in, and there's two types of blocks we're going to go over. We're going to go over if a guy's pressing you or if a guy's off. The player you're supposed to block is off. And this can be complicated, man. But this is the easier block. The easier block is when a guy's pressing you. When a guy's pressing you and the ball is coming your way, or the ball may be going the other way, the best thing to do, if I was you, especially in terms of blocking, is just to run him off. Just get him away from the running back. And when if the running back ever becomes close to you, that's when you start to block him. But the truth of the matter is, you just want to get him away from the play. And I did this in high school. Actually, I found this out. My coaches never told me, but I found this out when I broke my finger. I couldn't really block the guy, and I was like, okay, well, let me just run him off. And it worked because he was in man-to-man coverage. A defensive back is supposed to be on you man-to-man. So they're just following you. So I start really running him off, and that's exactly what Marquise Brown does in this clip. Like, he literally sees, dude, okay, you're playing me, man, I'm just gonna run you off. Like, you're just gonna look at me the whole time. You don't want no smoke for real. You don't want to get into that tackle. You're a cornerback. A lot of cornerbacks don't want no smoke. So it's just like, I know you don't want to get into that tackle, so I'm gonna help you out and I'm gonna just run you off. Now, the more complicated block is what we're about to go over next. There's two clips I'm gonna show you guys. The first one is actually blocking the screen. If the player is off you, and if you're in the open field, this is definitely a more complicated block. Marquise Brown's on the top of the screen, but we're actually going to watch this inside guy who's actually a tight end. So if you're a tight end, you want to pay attention to this. And he's going to cross block this corner right here. He's going to come across and he's going to try to block the corner. Now, what you want to do in blocks like this is you want to aim towards where he's at, but also anticipate where he might be. Now, in terms of a screen, you're anticipating, okay, this guy's gonna come through under here, and I'm just gonna go to where he's at. He's probably gonna come towards me a little bit, and you want to kind of meet him in the spot. In football position, hips dip, knees bent, and you want to square up, and you kind of want to just get in his way. And when it's time to initiate the block, strike his chest plate. So first and foremost, now pay attention, that was a lot. You want to run towards him, meet him where he may be to get the tackle. So you don't want to run all the way to him. You want to run and give him about 3 yards cushion. Run to where he may be. Break down, dip your hips, bend your knees, and strike his chest plate. So this guy does a decent job of blocking him here. Remember, the inside guys who are watching, he runs, he literally waits for him to come, breaks down, blocks him, does a decent job, not a great job, but gets him out of the way and blocks him. And that's all you want to do, man. Like, it's coaches overcomplicate it, and a lot of times they're going to clinics and they're talking about how to teach kids how to block and teach people how to block, and it's not practical, man. The truth of the matter is, like, you want to break down and you want to make sure you're meeting him where he's going to be at. You don't want to go straight to him because he's just going to shake you every time. And that's what literally used to happen to me all the time. So, and oh, another thing, just like you've seen in the clip, you don't want to go all the way and like run your fastest to him. Now, when you run your fastest to him, it can become difficult because once again, you don't know where he's going to go. So you want to break down early and make sure you're able. And once again, we're the inside guy. He's literally blocking this guy off. He literally waits on him. So like, I'll rewind it for you guys because I don't know if you guys seen it, but he did a great job, especially as a tight end. The guy was literally, his guy's all the way off him. All the way off him. And they're kind of running a screen where he just stops right there. Oklahoma has a lot of plays. But this tight end, he runs, he waits for him to come, and he blocks. He's waiting on him. That's kind of what you want to do. And look how he strikes his chest plates and stays in front of him. Once he stays in front of him, it allows Marquise Brown to break and get this touchdown. Or it should have been a touchdown. But that's the thing you want to remember, man. You want to make sure you're in football position. Dip your hips, bend your knees, meet the defender where he's going to be, and strike his chest plate. Peace.
Check this video out on the screen if you want to be mean on that green, or real on that field, or extort on that court. The No Baller Left Behind Act supports this video. You feel me?